closer and closer to Australia. Tight racing for the minor places here. So Jenny Armstrong, born in New Zealand, became an Australian citizen just 3 years ago, met up with Belinda Stowell, born in Zimbabwe in 1996 as part of the Australian team in the Whitbread Round the World race. They decided that they wanted to race dinghies, they wanted to go for the Olympics, and they wanted to live in Australia and represent Australia. A great combination. They're doing everything perfectly. Their coach, Victor Pakholchik, is also a huge part of what they're doing today. In 1998, these Australian girls were 35th in one of the biggest championships in this class, the regatta in Hyères in France. Today, second in the world, and right now leading the way towards a gold medal. The wind is beautiful. This is great sailing today. Ideal conditions finally on Sydney Harbour. The conditions we'd always hoped for. The sea breeze is in and really driving our girls towards a gold medal. They've come from behind in this race, battled their way to the front, and once they broke free of the pack, they really settled down into a rhythm that let them cover the opposition, sail their own race, and sail away. This is the race for the gold medal. The chop building, choppy water, getting ready for attack. No problems again. The race for the gold medal. These are the girls in the gold jerseys. They are representing Australia, and they are the hurdle that everyone else has to clear. Here we are, Australia out in front, the flag flying proudly as the Australian girls, Jenny Armstrong and Belinda Stowell, just doing a magnificent job. Still have to be very careful. There are waves up here. They've got to make sure that they can keep the boat under control in a breeze that's now building towards 18 knots. They don't want to nosedive. They don't want to go out of control on this downwind leg. It's still a big job for them as these conditions get stronger and stronger. The Australian girls doing it nicely, coming in towards the last mark, then a sprint to the finish, almost on the home leg. Right now, gold medal, looking better and better by the moment for Australia. Just a magnificent effort for these girls. They've done a superb job. The positions for the medals at the last mark, Australia was leading Israel, then the Ukraine. So the two biggest threats to the gold in this race for Australia as we went into the race, Germany and the USA, are now out of medal contention with 2 legs to go. This is just a great job. They're coming in, they're jibing now, smoothly through the jibe. Nice job. Spinnaker full again. Keeping their opposition covered. They must stay in touch with the rest of the fleet as well as calculate how they want to make their way into this very last mark. This will be Australia's first gold medal in Olympic sailing since 1972, when we won 2 gold medals in the Star and Dragon class. These girls just have to retain their composure now as we watch them surfing downwind. Probably just one more jibe to go, one more really difficult maneuver. Here they are, coming in towards the bottom mark now. Big crowds on Bradley's Head. As we go round the bottom mark, they'll reach in towards the finish. It's the right-hand side of the screen there. A big lead now for the Australians. We see them there in the middle of the screen. The finishing line will be between 2 boats. and will be indicated by a dotted line on the screen so that it can be easily understood. Jenny Armstrong out on a trapeze there, just making sure that the boat stays flat. The wind just getting stronger and stronger. They'll get a big signal here from a gun from the finishing boat to signal they're across the line when they get there. Belinda Armstrong, Belinda Stowell, Jenny Armstrong steering. It's all getting very exciting here. This is so exciting, so historic for Australian sailing. Looking back now is Jenny Armstrong, just making sure that she knows where the opposition is, also looking for wind, making sure that they're riding the puffs. They can see the gusts on the surface of the water because the water's darker where the wind is stronger. Just superb work now. There's the mark they come around. Not far to go for them. This is the last turning point on this course. Denmark and the Ukraine right up there, but the Australians still holding a very nice lead. Israel cannot challenge them for the gold. Spinnaker down, looking tired. Spinnaker will come down at the mark. No, they're going to hang on to the Spinnaker. In fact, they want to go home with a blaze of glory. It would have been much safer to go home with the Spinnaker down, but the girls want to go home in a blaze of glory. Belinda Stowell lowering herself down on the trapeze wire there to get maximum leverage, and look at this, starting to come home like a rocket ship. The Australians are on their way to a gold in the women's 470 class. Only a few hundred metres to go. This is a magnificent moment for Australia. Look at them surfing across Sydney's harbour, doing everything right. Just magnificent sailing. They came from behind to get out in front. Australia heading for a magnificent gold. A very historic gold coming into the finishing line. It'll be there just in a few moments. Here they come into the finishing line. There's the line between the two boats. So Australia's Jenny Armstrong and Belinda Stowell heading for a gold medal. The harbour will go crazy. Here they come. They've done it. Australia has won gold in the women's 470 class. What a great effort. Just a wonderful moment for the Australians, and also a massive, massive reward for their coach, Victor Pakholchik. Australia has at long last broken the drought and won a gold medal in Olympic sailing, the first since 1972, as we watch Denmark come home. Ukraine next, and they look like they will get the silver, maybe the bronze. It'll just depend on where the crew from Israel finish. But Jenny Armstrong, look at the excitement here now. That's their coach, Victor Pakholchik. The Italians in now. Pakholchik coached the crew from the Ukraine to gold and bronze in 1996. Now he's got one gold for the women. Shortly we'll be going back out for the men's 470, where Australia is also on its way to a probable gold medal there. Just a huge moment on a huge harbour, the world's greatest harbour for Australia. A hometown win, a gold medal for Australia in women's 470 Olympic sailing. This were their challengers, the Americans, but they're well back. So really huge moments of elation here on Sydney Harbour. After 11 races, the Australian girls, Jenny Armstrong and Belinda Stowell, come in with a gold, with places of 1, 5, 8, 7, 1, 6, 3, 1, 1. There they are, a remarkable sailing effort. Consistency all the way through. It looks like the USA may now get the silver on the results of what happened on the downwind leg. We're waiting for confirmation from the course. Spectators everywhere, Manly Ferry passengers cheering the Australians. They've got the Australian flag there. They are overjoyed. Look at this. It's been such a conservative time for them all the way through. They've stayed away from the pressure. Jenny Armstrong and Belinda Stowell. USA is second for the silver. The Ukraine is third, but Australia undeniably the winners of the gold medal in the women's 470 class. Just